The August primary and the November general election will be here before you know it. This week, I spoke with Secretary of State Steve Simon about federal funding for election security and how to protect voters' safety amid the pandemic.
Last year, there was political wrangling over receipt of the Help America Vote Act funds. Has the Secretary of State's office now received all the money that it sought?
Well, the short answer is yes, we do now finally have the money. It is true that in 2018 and 2019, there was a delay, an unnecessary delay, in my opinion, that made Minnesota the 50th and last state in the country to get that election security money. That was resolved, and I'm grateful for that. And this last session, at the very end of the legislative session, finally, two other pots of money, again, that the federal government, that Congress and the president had already made available, were now handed off to us, in essence, because it took legislative action. So two of those pots of money are for election security. The third pot of money, which was passed as part of the $2 trillion stimulus act in Congress, has to do with COVID-19 pandemic-related elections planning. So we do have the money on hand, and thank goodness for that.
So how will all this money be used? You've mentioned different pots, money from the CARES Act, money from Help America Vote Act. What is it all going to be used for?
Well, I would say the COVID-19 money, the vast majority has to go and will go directly or indirectly to local governments. They're the ones who count the votes. They're the ones who hire and train the election judges and buy the equipment and so forth. They're the ones who are going to face expanded costs and responsibilities. This money will not buy everything for everyone, but it will help at least to offset some of the costs that they will face because of the pandemic. And there are a lot of reasons why their costs will go up. In terms of election security money, some of that money will be used to enhance what we call our Cyber Navigator program, which is a fancy title for an operation set up in our office that helps the counties and cities with their elections-related IT and election security. So we need to scale that up and enhance that. There's some software and hardware that the federal intelligence authorities recommend that we in our office employ and that we buy and that we use. But there again, a substantial amount of that money needs to go to local governments as well. We are only as strong as our weakest link. We've got 87 counties, many, many more cities, and they all have to be secure. So to the extent we can help local governments offset their costs, again, not solve the cost problem, but help offset in some sort of matching way, we're going to be doing that through a grant-making program where local governments can get money for things that will make their election system more secure.
So regardless of whether we're talking about COVID-19 or foreign election interference, your office is really a conduit for these federal funds to get out to the 87 counties to handle the work that each area needs?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, running an election is a team sport, and they are our partners. They do the frontline electioneering work on election day, counting the ballots and that sort of thing. We don't do that in our office, but we oversee that process. So yes, we are the conduit, and we've been tasked by Congress and by the state legislature, which with developing grant programs so that they can get money to meet their needs as well.
Now we're in the midst of this pandemic, and we don't really know how it's all going to play out in the end, but all of our focus really has been a lot on COVID-19. Meanwhile, I would assume that those who seek to interfere in Minnesota's elections and elections in the United States in general are still seeking to, wreak some havoc. Have we taken our eye off the ball? Are we still in okay shape?
Well, I can't speak for the situation nationally. I sure hope we haven't taken our eye off the ball nationally in terms of the intelligence folks and people across the country. I can tell you in Minnesota, we definitely have not taken our eye off the ball. It is still very much focused on that ball, which is protecting our elections infrastructure, the instruments of our democracy. I will tell you that the intelligence authorities who regularly give us updates and briefings have told us in no uncertain terms that it's not just one adversary, like the one that targeted Minnesota and other states in 2016. It is multiple adversaries, governments and perhaps non-governmental actors who have both the appetite and the capability to try to mess with our systems again. That doesn't mean they will, but they have the appetite, meaning they want to, and the capability, meaning they can. And so we have to be vigilant. I think we can do two or more things at once. We can both run an election that is healthy and safe from a standpoint of public health, and we can also keep our eye on the ball in terms of security. I think we have the tools to do that. Can I sit here and guarantee to the viewers that there's a 100% chance that nothing bad will happen? No, neither can Target, neither can US Bank, neither can the University of Minnesota or the Minnesota Senate for that matter, any institution. What I can say is that we are minimizing the risks every day. We're doing what the intelligence authorities are telling us we need to do to harden our systems. And I feel cautiously optimistic about where we are right now in Minnesota in terms of election security.
Now, you mentioned health and safety. We have the August primary. We also have the November presidential election. What should Minnesotans expect when going to the polls? How can they stay safe?
Well, let me just start by saying Minnesotans don't have to go to the polls. We have had since 2013 in the state the ability for anyone in Minnesota to order their ballot to come to them and vote from home. And I have to say, based on the numbers already in the very short time that we've had to make those ballots available to folks, the numbers are off the charts. So I will tell you that in 2016, after the first week of eligibility, the first week that we allowed people to start ordering ballots in mid-May, which is just a little bit ago, in 2016, that number was 88 people. The entire state, 88 people in the first week, asked to have that ballot mailed to them. It was a couple hundred in 2018. This year, it was over 36,000. 36,000 people. So people are voting with their feet. The place to go, by the way, is mnvotes.org, mnvotes.org. All you do is go there, ask that your ballot for the primary or the general or both be sent to you at home. And that way, two things are happening. Number one, it's great comfort and convenience, as always. But number two, it's really a public service this year. Every person that votes from home this year, from their living room, from their couch, is making the polling place safer for those who choose to go to the polling place and for the poll workers who work there, who have to be there for an entire 13-hour day. So I'm urging Minnesotans to take advantage of what's already been in state law. This isn't new. This isn't radical. We've had this for a long time. Go to mnvotes.org, order that ballot to you for comfort and convenience and for the public service of making sure we run a clean, fair, secure election.
Now, I know it's a little bit off in the distance, but how early do they need to send that ballot back to ensure that it's counted?
Yes. Well, the rule in Minnesota right now is that it has to arrive by election day, not postmarked by. It has to get there. You can either hand deliver it to your city hall or county office or elections office, or you can drop it in the mail, and you can track its progress through an online function that enables you to determine that it's been processed and that it's arrived. But that's the rule right now. There is some litigation on that point going on. The state of Minnesota has been sued in a bid to get rid of that rule and make it a postmark rule for this election. We'll see how that plays out. I can't comment more than that. But the rule right now is it's got to get there by election day.
We'll have you back closer to the election. Secretary of State Steve Simon, thank you.
Thank you.